I've got a slight stiff neck, so if I look around like a towering fan, please excuse me. So talking about Vidya Vikas about 2019 ran this very interesting program. What they did was they invited students, children to come together and start creating products. They made earrings, they made bangles, they made keychains, they made lamps, different stuff. Okay, and when they saw such beautiful stuff done, they did a pop-up bazaar in the school, and they sold it for Christmas. Interesting idea. Everyone loved it. Now, when they saw such a response in the school, what they did was the next pop-up bazaar that was happening in Margao. It was a Christmas time. They went in and they opened up a stall over there. And in that stall, during that one night, they were able to recover the cost of that night as well as some little profit. I think 3,000 odd of profit. Now, the government of India has been focusing on innovation and entrepreneurship since 2014. A number of things have been done in that direction to say how can you encourage entrepreneurship among students. And they've been trying to make India as the innovation capital of the world. But the good news is, we are already halfway there. Can I prove it to you? Yes? Yes, no?
Yes. Yes.
Good. Okay, so all of you have a pen somewhere? Yeah? Or you know what's a pen?
Yes.
Brilliant. Of course you will. Okay? Now, what is the pen used for? Obviously. Okay. Can you think back and tell me what else have you used that pen for? Be honest, okay? Correction, that is for writing. So that's the obvious.
Props while teaching.
Props was teaching, brilliant. What else?
As a pointer.
Paperweight, as a pointer, brilliant.
Scratching.
Scratching, yes, absolutely. What else?
Opening parcels.
Opening parcels, of course. What else have you used the pen for? Yeah, tell. Writing on. So again, pen is writing. But anything else that you've used it for? Come on, there are many things you've used it.
Mobile.
You use it to open your mobile or stop your mobile, or maybe even just put on a switch or switch off a switch. What else have you used it for?
Poking.
Poking someone. What are you talking about? Okay, so to poke someone. What else? What else? Alright, so give yourselves a big round of applause. Keep it very much. Don't be such half-heartedly ones. You're not clapping for me, clapping for yourself. So, you are already innovators. We are already, by culture, a very innovative race of people. It's just that, if you ask anybody else, what would this be called? Jugaad. Have you heard this? Okay, and what is called Jugaad in India is called innovation outside India. And while we are laughing at each other on Jugaad, somebody has already made a pen that scratches the back, a pen that has got a stylus, a pen that can be used for as a torch, a pen that can be used for opening parcels. People have turned it into products and have already started selling it. We are laughing. Now, while we are there, what do people buy? Do people buy products or do people buy solutions? Brilliant. People buy solutions. You will buy a mixer only if you need it, not to keep it in the cupboard. Unless your old one is getting spoiled, you want to keep it as standby. Correct? So, you will buy something if it solves a problem. Am I right? So, can I tell you 3 ways that you can create a product or a service? Okay? A product or a service that you can actually sell? Yes? No? Yes? So 3 steps to create a product or service that people will buy. Okay? Don't get scared. Now, why is this important? Because you guys are halfway there. We just need to take the other steps. The first step is dig deep and ask questions. 2 guys were working on a glue gun in a toy factory many years back. Yes, and as you were working on the glue gun, idea came into their mind. Instead of glue coming out, why doesn't plastic come out? And they made a 3D pen. Have you heard of the 3D pen? Okay. Josh Springer was laying down in his hammock one lazy Sunday afternoon, sipping a beer, and in his drunken stupor, he said, "Why does beer have to be put from the top? Why can't you fill it from under it?" And laughing, no? He actually turned this into a product, $1 million product, and it is selling. Look at it. Whether you are a teacher or a sportsman, an accountant or a dentist, or any field, it doesn't matter, or a lawyer, it doesn't matter what field you are. Any field that you are, at any stage of your life, you are solving problems. You are facing problems and you are solving them. You realize that if you take that problem, if you have solved a problem and you have faced a problem and you have solved it, that means somebody out there is also facing the similar problem. If you are able to take that and find a solution for it, can you then create a product or service that people can buy from you? If you are an accountant and you have just created a formula by which you calculate your taxes very easily, that can be packaged into a software. If you are a sports person and you found that your knee used to pain a lot, and you figured out an exercise that helps that can be turned into something that can be sold, a coaching course. Any problem that and we've been doing this as housewives, as teachers, we've been doing this jugaad all our lives. We've been solving problems. We've not thought about how can we turn this to our benefit. That's not part of our culture yet. And that's something that we need to change. Ask questions. Keep asking questions. Don't accept everything for what it is. Why should the door open sideways? It's taking a lot of space. Why can't it open upwards? People have developed products around it. Just keep asking questions. We have taken things for granted. Let's challenge the norm. Second, what you need to do is write it down and sketch it out. Write it down. So we are idea factories. We get these ideas at weird places. We are sitting in the bathroom and we got ideas. We are driving in the car and we got ideas. We are watching TV and we got an idea. Do we do anything about it? No. Kaun karega? Who will do this? And sometimes brilliant $1 million ideas die somewhere here only. So may I suggest, previously I used to suggest that someone keeps an idea book. But then I realized that I would keep the idea book in the office and the ideas would come at home. Okay, so may I suggest that you use your phone. I'm sure that you take your phone everywhere. Yes, even to the washroom. Jot down your ideas over there. There's an app called Notes. Make one notes for ideas and start jotting down your ideas in that. You never know when one such idea can be powerful, that can change your life and that of people around you. It can be very, very powerful. For us, after trying like 17 different ideas, I've been failing for the last 18 years, and suddenly we've come across a project which is set to take us not just out of India, not just out of Goa, into different parts of India, but also in Africa, in UAE, in Germany. Brilliant. It took us years to reach to that point. You never know which is that idea. But if you have not written it down, you'll not even remember it. Sometimes the ideas come before your time, before the time of it. Okay, and when you have written it down, when you're looking back at it, sometimes it might come up and you can start using it. Do not worry about what format to use, how to write it down, what content to put into it. Just empty your mind into it and put all what you think, who's going to sell it, who's going to buy it, who's going to create it, what are the features going to have, what are the benefits going to have. Just write it down. It can be in a bullet form, it can be a paragraph form, it can be a mind map. But write down your ideas. Because one day it will come to your rescue. Turn that into a habit, into a culture, and tell your children and children also to do that. And last is discuss it. Now you'll say, Ryan, 1 minute. You're telling me to discuss this? What if they copy? What if they copy my brilliant idea? Well, first of all, we all think that our ideas are God's gift to mankind. That there can be nothing wrong with the ideas. Okay? And that the first person we talk to about our ideas is going to run and copy it. It doesn't work that way. But let's say he copies it. If he copies it, two things will happen. One, he will succeed. If he succeeds, you will know to better your product and launch it again. All the groundwork he has done. First mover advantage is not very easy. If he fails, you still study his business, understand what he did wrong, and launch your business again. You're still at an advantage. Okay? Now, who do you speak to? Your Bai, Kamali Bai? Because she's talking to you, as we are doing our work, she's continuously talking. Are you going to tell your idea to her? Tu anikiti auntie, anta chinta ye. Suddenly, your idea is RIP. Or are you going to talk it to your colleague or your friend? They will also throw it down the window. Because unfortunately, our friends could be one of the worst people to do this. Do this in front of people who have already done something like this. People who have already gone through the grind, who understand what the nuances of starting a business, of growing an idea, of creating a product are. And then you will be able to take this further. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now excited. I'm sure as you were listening to me, some ideas already came into your mind. Nobody wrote it down. Write it later. But you've got brilliant ideas. What do you do with those ideas? How do you take it further? With the paucity of time, I cannot really cover the entire process. But I can tell you where you can get this entire thing taken care of. I've put up a list of the incubation centers in Goa. You can maybe click a photograph if it is visible for you, along with their phone numbers. If not, it is simply available on net. Type out incubation centers in Goa, and you'll find all the ones. Go to the one that is nearest to you, and then you will find people who are willing to spend time to understand what your product idea is and how to take it up to the next level, how to build it up, and how to make it successful. They will help you to create a team, help you to create a marketing plan, a sales plan, how to create a forecast, where to raise funds. If they like the idea, they'll give you the money. If you need to file a patent, they will also help you file a patent. In fact, there is one name that is not there in this, is the Goa State Innovation Council. The office is in Don Bosco. You can go and talk to them. In fact, if you just have an idea, they have got an idea repository. Means you can go there and write down your idea and save it. Maybe someday later, if it turns into a product, you can maybe fight for rights. They've done that. They help you in creating your patents. The government of India has come to your rescue to make sure that you become an innovative person. By the way, is there a restriction at what age I can start my business or get an idea? What is the oldest I can start? You can start anytime. I mean, anyone knows when Colonel Sanders started KFC? At what age? 65, 66. At 65, he started KFC. All of you are enjoying it today. Okay. Well, the youngest Indian millionaire, or if I'm not mistaken, billionaire, is how old? 14 years old. The person who is providing, Bhavesh Bhatia, his name is, the person who is providing employment to 10,000 blind people is blind himself. So there is no limitation to you on how and when you can start. The power is in your hands, you have to take the first step. That's it. Once you have reached this phase of starting up and then matured, then comes John and his team, and they will help you to scale it up with their CMRY loans and EDC loans. Institutions like them are there. So at every stage, the government is helping you to build up and scale up your business. Now, when we pass away, when we die, we take nothing with us. all we leave behind is a legacy. If you reach up and God turns around and asks you, what have you done? Whose success story have you been a part of? All you need to do is turn around and show him all the people who are praying for you. And that will be your answer enough. Thank you, teachers. Keep inspiring. Thank you.